going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fit Business. I'm Matt Weik here with Jimmy Mentis. Man, you've been busy, man, just nonstop.
Crazy. I've actually, how many times have I actually told you or asked you not to film today or film the next day? Or, I mean, but you put your foot down today, didn't you?
Dude, I'm so busy. Like today, literally, I moved stuff around because you were like, I can't do today, which was Tuesday, and then you were like, 12:30 on Wednesday, let's record. 12:30 came along. It's like 12:45. Yeah. You're like, dude, I'm so far behind. Give me another hour.
I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry. You're out there filling boxes and shipping them out.
Let me tell you something. Truth be known, we've been so busy with the protein coming in that I had to go back there and I had to start packaging and with everybody else. It's been crazy. We had 38 pallets come in. At this location, we had 12, and they're gone. They're literally gone. It's just, you know what? We'll get into our topic, and I just want, it's an amazing feeling. Either you own a service, or you have a product, or something you provide somebody else, right? As an item, as a product. A product is a service or whatever, right? And the fact that people pay their hard-earned money to either buy the product, right, which is the Beauty Fit product, or buy your service, is just so humbling. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm very humbled by the whole fact that we've been in business for 10 years, plus the other brands are doing amazing. But we've been out of protein almost, 9 months, 10 months now? And you really don't see that much protein going out on a daily basis when you always have it in stock, right? You don't really appreciate it that much. Maybe you got wholesale, containers or pallets going out, but I'm talking about internet orders, because people buy one at a time, two at a time, whatever, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. These women were buying 3 at a time, 4 at a time, 6 at a time. And I'm saying to myself, it was humbling. I'm so grateful. Like, they would pay their hard-earned money for a product that they love that I created.
Right.
And I was here till 1 o'clock in the morning last night. I was back here at 6 o'clock, like excited to get all these orders out. And it was like, wow. And I'm sure you feel the same way when you write and people come back and they're like, man, hey, I'll write me another one. It's just amazing. So I just want to, put this out there to everybody who owns a supplement company or a service or whatever. I mean, really take a look at what's going on. What's really happening. People are paying their hard-earned money for your services or product. It's amazing.
Yeah. And that kind of segues right into our topic.
That's funny.
Today I messaged you this morning. I'm like, hey, let's talk about customer service. And it kind of dabbles into what you were talking about, where you were out of stock of protein for a few months, and
it wasn't.
Customers are looking for your protein. They're like, Jimmy, like, we need your protein. I'm used to using your protein. I need your protein. So, let's touch on that. Like, how should brands and companies, owners respond and put out these fires when something like that happens? I mean, I know from my perspective, I see so many brands these days that it's almost like they don't care. Like, they've completely lost touch with their consumer, and all they look at are the dollars, which ultimately the consumers are giving them the dollars. Right. So if they piss off their consumers, they're going to see less dollars.
Right.
So like, what did you do in your instance where you were like, I'm out of protein. I don't know when it's going to be back in stock. I got to figure this out. I got emails coming in. What do I do? So how did you handle that?
Well, don't forget, Matt, I'm hands-on, right? So I talk to my customers. They email me, they message me, they text me, they stop by the warehouse. So I'm hands-on. So all I really needed to do is have an open line of communication with them and tell them the truth. Listen, we're out. It's going to be a while. But when I do come back, I'll have it the better than before. And they were very loyal. But there were some that actually came to me and said, "Hey, I know I can't get your protein. Which other one do you recommend?" And instead of me saying I don't recommend any of them, right? I actually told them to go get this protein or this protein because I knew some of the brands where they make it and I knew what kind of protein they were using. So I'm their friend.
Yeah.
Plus, don't forget, Beauty Way. There's no better tasting protein than Beauty Way. So I didn't care because I knew that once Beauty Way came back, they would come back. But
Right.
I'm hands-on. I've seen many companies put something out of stock and there's just a template email going out, right? So, again, as long as you set expectations with the customer and you're transparent with the customer. Don't forget, I also have Club Beauty Fit. So in there, I have
Right.
hundreds of women in there that I'll do a live thing and say, "Hey, listen, this is what's going on. I am sorry. Shoot me, kill me, but this is what's going on."
Well,
So
I think that's
transparency
important.
is vital.
Absolutely. And I think what you're doing, and before you even said it, it was something that I wanted to get into, is, I look at, Club Beauty Fit as customer service.
Right.
I mean, literally, it's like you're putting yourself, in the hot seat. You're talking about different topics, answering questions about your products, new releases, stuff that's coming out. Hey, I'm having this issue. Oh, why don't you try this or that or whatever? But you're also very active on, the actual pages. Like people talk about, let's just use the beauty bum, for example. And I don't want to get this, turn this into a big, beauty fit episode.
No,
but you have people who talk about like the beauty bum, and they're like, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Is that normal? And you're like right there in the comments. Yep, that's that's a thermogenic that's in it. That's going to subside. That's just you're going to feel it happening. That's good. And I think that's important because a lot of brands, they don't comment on social media. They'll make their posts and then they'll ghost until the next day when they post again. You're active with what you're doing. And I consider that customer service because you're engaging your audience. You're not just putting it out there and saying, see you tomorrow, and not helping them out.
Right. Well, I look at the initial, my first time customer is very important to me, very important to me. But my fourth and fifth time customer are even more important to me. You see how many companies say they run a sale and they say first time customers only. You totally forgot how you got there.
Yeah.
Why? See, when I do a sale, it's for everybody.
It's
To
tough.
me, that's
like
customer service.
They say that it takes like 7 touches of a customer for them to actually make their first purchase. So if I'm a brand and I have to reach out to somebody, whether it's email, newsletter, expo, demos, samplings, whatever, 7 times to get them to buy once, and then I forget about them.
Right.
What? Why? Why
Right.
did I just spend all that money, all that time, all those resources to get this person to buy? Because now they're like, man, this brand is persistent. They really want my business. They're giving me a whole bunch of value, and then they make that first, purchase and disappear.
I think people want the company has to earn trust, and the customer already knows that this company, it's a business, so they have to make money. I mean, it's not something we don't know, and the customer says, okay, if you want my money, I'm going to break it down in English. Okay, I'm not going to be politically correct and all that bullshit, right? If you want my money, and if you have what I want, you take care of me, I'll take care of you. It's simple.
Yeah.
So that open line of communication starts by the customer saying, "Would you like my money?" That's how it really starts. It doesn't start from the side of the company saying, "Would you like to buy my product?" Okay? Because there's thousands of products out there. Once a customer of Beauty Fit extends their hand, they say, "I have money I like to give you." Because that's what they're saying. They want to part from it. I want to give you this money. I trust you. I don't trust you enough yet, but I trust you enough to give you my money.
How long do
Now,
you think that takes?
well, you don't want to talk about beauty fit conversions because I'm off the charts.
Let's go by an average.
I got an 80.
You've had several businesses.
I got 82% conversion rate with Beauty Fit. 2 touches.
Wow.
Yeah. Like women literally come to the website typing in beautyfit.com. I mean, our Google Analytics show it. Literally, beautyfit.com, 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 beautyfit.com. So let's not use BeautyFit because it's just a totally, my other brand, my MyoLabs brand, you're right. It's between 5 and 7 touches, right? Because I have the pre-workouts. I have, the aminos. I have the proteins, in all the foreign countries and stuff. But I use the same process. I use the same guidelines. I'm still, you see how I'm using the MyoLabs here, right? It's me. Yeah. I'm literally running the social media for MyoLabs myself. It's right here. I do it. And so people, when they write into MyoLabs, they're actually talking to me. So the conversion rate in a supplement company is all about keeping the customer not happy. And this is where you and I might disagree. Keeping the customer trusting your brand. And when they get a product and they don't like it, that doesn't mean that they don't like the brand. They might not like the flavor. So something happened there. Let's just say they got a pre-workout, a great pre-workout from another brand, right? From a different brand, and they didn't like it. And they call the brand up and they're like, "Hey, we like to, I like to return this." And number one, it takes multiple steps for this person to return it. Okay, then nobody reaches out to that person again. He basically gets funneled right back into that database, into the mass emails again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've seen.
Yeah.
No one turns around and says, "Hey, Matt, I saw you didn't like the grape. I like to send you a fruit punch or whatever other product you like instead of a refund. Here's the refund, but also here's another product. Go to the website, Matt, and pick anything you want. Anything. Because at that point, it's going to cost you another $40 to bring them back in."
Yeah.
So.
And that makes sense because, I mean, most people don't understand that when, from a consumer standpoint, if you've never been on the business side of returns or exchanges, whatever you want to call them, it costs money because you're going to, send them a return, label. They're going to have to slap it on. Now you're going to have to pay to have it come back. Well, guess what? If they opened it, you can't resell it. So literally you're eating that money. And then if you're sending it back out, well, now what do? Do you charge them shipping? No, of course not. You're going to ship it out for free. So now you're eating more money. So at the end of the day, you're really in the hole times 2 because you're sending out the product. You're bringing back product that is no longer sellable. And then you're paying for shipping possibly 2 or maybe even 3 times, depending on what happens.
Right.
So that's a slippery slope that I don't think a lot of people understand. And that's why what you said is brilliant, and it helps everybody out. It makes you look good. Like, hey, keep the product, give it to somebody,
right?
Throw it away, do whatever.
Right.
I'll send you another flavor. Is there one that you might like better than the flavor that you got? Because maybe they got like an off-the-wall flavor. I know when brands come out with just odd end protein flavors, I try them because you get sick of vanilla and chocolate and strawberries, so you want to try something unique. But if it says that it's a mint chocolate chip and there's really no mint to it, and you're like, man, this sucks. Like, why are they calling it this? And you get pissed off and you contact them and say, I'm not digging this flavor. There has to be some type of customer service in place where, people are like, okay, well, what do you like? Do you like vanilla? Do you like chocolate? And maybe that's when you send them something that they already like. But you have to have that conversation. Like you said, you can't put them back in the funnel because it gives off that impersonable, like you're a robot. Like, right. Okay, cool. You sent me a template email of how I do the return. You didn't ask why I didn't like it, or what
Right.
you can do to make my experience better. But you threw me right back into the funnel. Like,
Right.
oh, hey, tomorrow we're gonna have a deal on blah blah blah, and you're like still salty that that they sent you this email.
Screw you. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I suggest, I consult with a few brands. This past year, I've been consulting with a few brands, and the one thing that I get from other brands and owners and GMs is how do Jimmy, how do we structure this that we don't put these customers back in the funnel, okay?
Yeah.
And I told them, you need to have at least 3 to 4 people customer service, okay? You pay them, you give them a base, and you pay them on the amount and the commission on what they upsell, okay? What they save you. Basically, I call it upsell, what they save you. So at one company, check this out, one company, they were getting tons of returns, right? I mean, they have so-so product, but it was just, there's 2 ways of running a business. You sell once to the world and you leave, or you sell, one product all the time to build a brand. So this guy started out with, I'm building 2 brands. I want to sell to the whole world and see where I'm going to go. Well, his one product was really good, and now he's got like 6, 7 products, and he's doing very well on the website. But every time that he has a return, and he has a lot of returns, it costs him $60.
Whew.
Just by the customer saying, I like to return this. That's $60 right there. So I turned around, we brought in 3 people for him. And I said, any customer that calls you or emails you and says they want to return it, you call them up and you say, we like for you to keep it, or find out why. It's a conversation. Like, if this person was in front of you, what would you ask them? How would you guys talk? Put that in a conversation. So we basically said, hey, if you don't like this flavor, it's what you said. If you don't like this flavor, what other flavor would you like? And if you don't like this product, or you don't want to try this product, please, I'd like for you to go to the website and pick any product you like. It would be on us. Okay? Now, check this out. Do you know we did a report the last 2 months, and he actually made 27% profit on the returns?
Compared to him being
in the hole, he was in a hole last year, $148,000 of returns.
Woo.
Yes, right.
Ouch.
And this year so far, starting January, he's up 27% in profit just from returns, because it's a conversation. People, many, people say it's business 101. Business 101 is full of shit.
Yeah.
I don't believe business 101. Business 101 is a conversation. Like, we have a conversation, right? We have business. We do together. We have a conversation every day. What do you sell? Do I want to pay it? If I don't want to pay it, how can we work something out? It's simple. That's how it goes, especially when you have a product. The consumer has so many options. They decide to give you their money. Have a conversation with them. Period. That's what I do.
I think that's what's lacking the most in customer service. And what I wanted to talk about today is, opening up and communicating with, the person that's having an issue with your product or your service. I mean, I look at it as the way, things are trending. Everyone's going e-commerce. So you would think about old school, when you wanted to take something back to the store, they would have a list of questions that they would go through. Did it not fit? Is it damaged? Is it not did it not meet your expectations? Do you want to exchange it? Is it the wrong size? These days, somebody sends something and they get that template back that just says, here's how you return this product. And that's it. Like, right. It could be that the person's just not using the product the right way. I mean, we all know, especially with protein and pre-workouts, the water quantity that you use changes the flavor profile drastically. If you water it down, it mutes everything, and if you only add a little bit of water, it enhances everything and it makes it super strong. So maybe they just didn't read the directions, or maybe they've read them incorrectly. Maybe their taste is more on the spectrum of 8 ounces of water, and they used 6 and it was too strong. So maybe you say, hey, do me a favor, we'll gladly take care of you, but if it was too strong, add 2 more ounces and make it. Give it another shot. Again, if you don't like it, hey, we'll take care of you. But at the extra 2 ounces, it might change the flavor enough that it's not as strong, and then you might like it. So, and again, it's that conversation that you have to have with somebody, because.
But no, finish up. So I want to say something about that. Go ahead.
Well, because the products, it's not a one size fits all. I mean, everybody has individual tastes, so that's why a lot of brands will put the spectrum on there of what the recommended dosage would be for water, and then you have the people who strictly say add 10 ounces. Right. And maybe that person's taste is different, but they're following the directions. So they're like, nah, I don't like this flavor, when really they just have to tweak a little bit. And that's a customer service thing. It's a conversation. It's too dull. Okay, cool. Lessen the water. It's too strong. Okay, add more water.
Right.
But I mean, it's very simple to fix some of these issues if they open up the line of communication, and it would save them a ton of money if they would just pick up the phone or actually have somebody responding to emails versus an automated email that gets sent. But I mean, what were you going to say?
Answered it because I was going to say, unless they have formulated accordingly, that there's a window there. See, when I formulate enough to have a little window, more water, less water, and you find that happy medium, right? So you go up and down. See, I don't like it too strong. So there's some things I like it strong. So, but you already answered that. I'm going to give you a really good example of what had happened 2 years ago. Our customer service is spot on, right? But we're learning every day, because every time we get a question in, we write it down. It becomes part of, right? Yeah. So there's one girl that was just hammering our customer service every month,
a customer,
right? Okay. Just hammering our customer service. Every time she got an order, she just complained. And I'm hearing about this girl, or about her all the time, but I never asked her name. I'm like, who is this? Who is this chick, right? And they told me her name. I said, get her on the phone. I knew her. I get on the phone. And get on the phone. I say, hey, girl, it's Jimmy. She goes, Jimmy? I'm like, yeah, it's Jimmy. She goes, oh, my God. I said, what's wrong with you? That's exactly what I told her. I said, what is wrong with you? What have I done for you to harass my customer service? She goes, am I that bad? I said, you are horrible. And she started laughing. You see what I'm saying? She started laughing. I looked at her file yesterday. She has put in the last 3 years, 54 orders.
Oof.
Yes. Just by me getting on the phone and saying, hey, what's up? I think a lot of companies think that their shit don't stink, and they have to create a wall. Like authority. No, it's not authority. You have a product. That is what they want. They don't want you. They want what you're offering to them. And if you create that quote authority, you're going to lose it. Because nowadays with social media, everything's open.
Right.
And I see a lot of companies, they're starting to do that. Who's really good at that, I got to tell you, and God rest his little soul, was Matt Porter.
MPA?
Yeah. He would do his own videos in the back on a park bench and stuff, And that's why Matt was successful with what he was doing. And there's a lot of other companies that are doing that. Now you see all these videos, walking and talking and, and stuff like that. But it gets a little, overdone.
Yeah.
But I think the best customer service that anybody can provide is to sit and have an open dialogue with their customers. You should have a protocol, and I don't think the customer is always right.
Yeah.
Because they're always trying to find ways to beat the system, But I think my one suggestion would be to be transparent with the customer. That's all they want. That's all they want.
Yeah, I mean, how I want to end this on my end is, going back to what you just said, because everyone likes to think that, the customer is always right. And that's not accurate. But, that doesn't say that a brand should be a dick to a customer just because they're wrong. You can structure things and word things in such a way that you can agree to disagree, but still compromise on how you're going to take care of them, because you don't want to lose their business. And I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some people, I mean, I'm a service-based business. I've had to fire clients because they were just a pain in the ass. And I don't like doing that because, I feel bad, but at the same time, it's kind of like if someone just keeps harassing you, nonstop about the dumbest stuff, is it worth it in the end to have somebody tied up all day long, going back and forth in email over the dumbest thing, but it's every single time? Like when you picked up the phone and contacted the person that you knew who ordered, all those orders over the last 3 years, I mean, you could have had somebody in customer service who didn't look at the file who said, this person is just the biggest pain in the ass. It's not worth it anymore. And they go off on them and say, we appreciate it, but, maybe it's better if you go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't seem
right?
like, we're a good fit for you. When if they would have looked at the file, they would have been like, this person placed, 50 whatever orders in 3 years. Like, we need to make sure that they're happy. So, the customer's not always right, but there's a way that you can try and compromise and find, a middle ground where you don't get screwed, but they feel like they have also won at the same time. And I think a lot of, businesses and companies are lacking that today. So that's all I got on my end. Is there anything that you want to touch on, before we sign off?
Like I said, my one biggest suggestion, and I would tell all companies, if you have a service or whatever, is be transparent with your customer. Be transparent. That's all. We're all human beings, and if we sit and explain our situation, I mean, I run out all the time, Matt. You hear me, right?
Yeah.
Complaining and stuff. I've sucked in forecasting. The company keeps growing, so and I keep telling all my girls. I said, I will get this done, and I will have it like this. I'll have it that time, and they wait.
Yes, that's great.
Transparent.
So guys, with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode. I know last week we were off, so it's good to be back. We'll keep it on the regular, but if you guys ever have questions, let us know. We do have that Facebook page. We'd like to get more active on it. So if you guys have questions, feel free to let us know. It's Official Fit Business on Facebook. If you just type in Fit Business, it'll come right up anyways. But whatever platform that you guys are watching or listening this on, do us a favor. Hit the like or give us a comment. It just helps the algorithm and lets whatever platform you're listening on know that, hey, you guys find this valuable. So it helps us out and it'll get our information out in front of more people. And ultimately, that's why we're doing this. We're doing this just to give you guys value and insight and information that you can utilize, whether it's your lifestyle, health, business, whatever the case may be. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. And hopefully we will catch you guys next week. See you, Jimmy.
Peace.